All right, it's fully installed. Let's put the roof on.
Birds in the sky, the trees are like the evenings. You offer me light and give me my reason to stay high. Everybody decides, 'cause you're my desire. As ugly as I am, but I'll never be like you. No, I'll never be like you. Never becoming you. Ooh, but I'm just like you. There is a light under my skin.
Hashtag no flex. Well, we got the Can-Am out, pull it out of its hiding place, and today we're going to put a new windshield on it. Right now I have the half windshield, the plexiglass, but I'm going to pull the intrusion bars out and put a full glass windshield. So you can see these intrusion bars go clear up to there, and these intrusion bars are only on the RC packages. I think it's just in case you roll it. And also big objects won't come through the windshield, but I mean branches and stuff can still easily get through. So I think the biggest reason is if you roll it, it's less likely to crunch. But we like crunching, so we're going to take them out and put a windshield in. First thing I'm going to do is, this is the hardest step of the whole windshield, is taking the half windshield off. Geez, I'm sure glad that's out of the way. Now it's time to take these intrusion bars off. Looks like we got some Allens right there. Allens on the other side. And then inside we have, oh geez, might have to take the roof off. Luckily it's just for quick turn, quick connects. So that shouldn't be too bad. So I'll start pulling that off. All right, come over here. Grab our Allen wrench, our Allen socket. That looks about right. Okay, not even close. That looks right. That'll work. Got the default drill out. That should last just long enough to get these bolts out. Right, the roof's all unclipped. I just had to turn these counterclockwise, and then it comes off. So, and like we was thinking, there's 2 bolts right there on each of those intrusion bars. Oh no. Well, of course they got to switch things up on us. It has Allens on this piece right here, and then we're like, well, let's put some Torx on top, just throw everyone off. So that one's a 50 Torx. I'm sorry, 30. All right, now there's 4 separate bolts right here. And that's gonna allow me hopefully to tilt this up, and then hopefully I'll be able to turn it and get these things out. If not, we're just gonna have to cut the whole roof off and then just re-weld it.
That's messed up.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this thing feels pretty naked without those intrusion bars. I don't know if I can even be caught driving it. It was already hard to drive before. All right, so we got the windshield from ALPHA. ALPHA is a guy out in Fairview in Utah. I guess he hires a company to make the metal frames for him and gets the glass and puts them all together. He sells them for like $450, which is a really good deal considering the cheapest one I could find other than this was probably like $650. It comes with a lot of cool parts. Well, I mean, I guess not a lot, but the required parts. It's 4 Tusk performance or Tusk like window mount billet aluminum pieces. So I have 4 of those. These are clamped to the bars, and then you'll bolt the actual windshield right there. Another cool feature on this is it comes with like a manual windshield wiper. So you drill a 1/2 inch hole. He doesn't drill that hole before, so you gotta line it up, and he said it's just a 1/2 inch hole. Drill that through and tighten it down, and then you can use this knob to sit there and wipe your window if it's raining or whatever, which is coming handy quite a bit with my friends that have also bought this same ALPHA windshield. We went playing in the mud one day, and it was a lot nicer for them than me. I had the 1/2 windshield, and the 1/2 windshield you have to be really careful with because it's plastic. At least this one is. I think most of them or all of them are plastic. So if you get mud on it and you wipe it off with a rag, or if you try and wipe it or scrape it off, you're going to scratch that plexiglass pretty easy. You know, it's kind of like goggles. You want to be careful with them. But since this is a glass window, it's a little more durable to some of those things, so you can run a wiper on it and try and wipe down the window, and it shouldn't scratch that. Obviously, you want to be more careful still. One thing I would probably recommend if you're going to play in a lot of mud, though, is a washer fluid kit. Because even though they had that wiper, it would kind of just smear the mud. But the best thing to do is have that windshield wiper kit or washer fluid kit. So it'll put water there, and then it can wipe away the water in the mud and make everything clean. Yeah, so now since I got the roof off and the intrusion bars off, I just set the window there because it was super easy. Set it down. So now I'm going to go grab my 4 mounting billet aluminum pieces. I'm not sure exactly what they call them. That's a long name and it kind of makes sense. So anyways, I'm going to put these on the bar, line it up with the bolt holes on the windshield, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so putting it together looks like I just had to pull the window off and get it out of the way for these clamps. So the idea with these clamps is there's a little rubber piece goes in between these, but you put that there, and then there's 2 bolts, and then the back side of the clamp, wherever that went, right here, just fell, but you get the idea. Tighten that down, and then that has a bolt that it comes with for you to put through the glass window on the frame side of it, and bolt it and secure it down. So I'll start doing that.
Hello, talking.
Quindon and hey,
What's up?
bro, the mounts on your window, your windshield, did you use the rubber part or not?
I don't think I did. It's freezing.
Yeah, man, I had a protein shake, and the top like 3/8 layer froze, bro, on the way to work, like in my car.
You don't drink that one. That's
Nope.
not good.
Nope, dude, it was a frozen freaking protein shake. Nasty, bro. Alright, so something I figured out is that you actually do not run the rubber piece that it comes with in this kit. When you run the rubber, it will not fit over the bar. So just go metal on metal. Alright, so what I did, I took each and every one of these mounts and I just started the bolt on the windshield, and then I set the windshield back down so it'd be in the right place. So now all I gotta do is put the second half of the clamp on, bolt them up and tighten it down, and then that'll be in the right place for the windshield, and I can tighten the 4 windshield bolts down. Alright, I've got all the bolts started on the clamps. See right here, all started. So now it's coming down to tightening them. All of them look like they're going to be pretty simple, except for this one right here. Looks like it's going to be kind of tight, getting something up in there. I have this socket here, it's too long. So I'm going to... Alright, so actually ended up getting this piece right here to tighten that end bolt up, and then I'm going to use the regular socket, hex socket. It's a 5mm for those who don't know, and tighten all these up. Alright, so we're here on the finishing stages of the ALPHA full glass windshield install on the Can-Am. Today I'm going to be putting the wiper blade on. Got all these bolts tightened up, the 8 clamp bolts and then the 4 that hold the actual windshield to the clamps are all tight and ready to go. So now it's moving on to the wiper blade. So with the wiper blade, I decided, kind of mocking it up, that I want to put it in the center of the windshield. At least the pivot point, I want it to be in the center. So somewhere in there, I'm going to drill a hole. But what I'm going to do is measure from side of the glass to the side of the glass, figure out how wide it is. I measured it earlier, and it's actually 45 inches. So divide that by 2. I'm going to go 22.5 inches. And then I'm going to make a mark right there, and that's going to give me my dead center of the windshield. Then I'm going to measure how long this is, and I want it to get pretty close to the bottom of the windshield. Not too close because I want it to hit the top of my windshield as well, but I'm going to be like probably right around there. I'm going to measure that. So I'll take that center mark that I made and then measure how far up I want it here. And then you drill a 1/2 inch hole. This piece right here, it's got 2 kind of rubber washers and then 2 nuts. That goes up through, and you use that as your crank to use the wiper. Now I've had friends that have used this windshield before, and they have had issues with this end piece stripping out. They've actually had to weld theirs. So I'm not going to weld mine right off the bat. I'm just going to put Loctite on this bolt, tighten it down, and try my best to make sure that doesn't come loose and strip it out. But if it does, we'll probably have to do something like that, or you might have to come up with a new way to get that wiper to work well. Alright, so right now I'm measuring this wiper blade, the length, with the whole arm on it. So I'm going to put this measuring tape here at the end, take it, and figure out where the shaft is supposed to be on this, to see how much room it takes up. Looks like this from end to end takes about 23 3/4 end to end, but we want to go to the shaft, which looks like it'll be 23 1/4 inches. So I'm going to mark, I want the end of this wiper blade about 1 inch up from the bottom of the windshield. So I'm going to put a mark on my window at 24 1/4. Not on the actual window, but above the glass. We'll do that. Alright, next I'm going to just kind of mock up my roof. Just set it up on there. That actually is marked pretty high up there for the wiper blade to have its full sweep without hitting the bottom here. So I'm going to put the roof on and make sure that it looks like the wiper's not going to hit into the roof, because if it is, then we're going to have to change things up, change the angle and all that stuff, and figure out a new position to drill that in. Alright, so the roof's on, and funny enough, when this is flattened out, I think it's going to have just enough room to fit in there. So it'll have just enough room. That shouldn't hit, I'm hoping. So I guess next is drilling the hole and fully committing, and then we'll make sure the roof clears, put the wiper on, and we should be good to go. Alright, got my hole drilled. Now it's time to take this piece. It looks like it's pretty adjustable on how deep or how far you want the wiper blade to poke out. I'm going to go on the lowest setting I can, just for the fact that I don't want that poking up and hitting the roof. So I'm going to loosen this bolt and tighten it all down and see how it looks. Alright, so I got the wiper piece all bolted on. Loctited that center bolt. And it seems to work pretty decent. You get a pretty full range of the windshield, and then it parks just up there. Hopefully it won't look too ugly. There's the knob inside. So that's in the park position. You can adjust it to whatever you want, but it looks like it shouldn't be too much in the way there as far as my line of vision. So yeah, now I'm gonna, like I said, tighten that up all the way and then throw the roof on. It should be ready to go. Here's the walk around. Inside there, the wiper knob. I think it looks really good. These right here are super cool. It's little vents you can open and close so you can have airflow go through. If you don't want any airflow, you loosen these kind of wing nuts, slide this plate over on the other side, and that'll close those vents off. And it's optional side to side, so the passenger can choose to open them or close them. Looks pretty good.